I'm starting to just think, should I just pack it in now? Maybe I should just call it a day because it's just not working for me.
Hi guys, and welcome to the first episode of our little podcast. I feel like that wasn't like exciting enough.
I think we need to start by saying the name.
We're gonna talk about something podcast with us, your hosts. I'm Ezekiel.
And I'm Chianti.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, we're just gonna get into some things today. We're kind of nervous and kind of like a bit awkward, but it should disappear.
I don't know why you're nervous when you've been doing this for 10 years.
Because this is new, and
No, it's not new because we did film an episode previously, which
we
couldn't put out because
unfortunately
we did have another member.
Yeah. People come and go, and we wish her the best, and she, it's great. Let's introduce ourselves, okay?
As in, what do we do?
Who we are. I'll go first.
Okay.
So hi guys, my name is Ezekiel. I'm 21 years old, and I live in. I don't want to say where I live actually.
So why did you start saying it?
I don't know.
I'm not saying where I live.
But yeah, gosh. So yeah, I'll say I'm more of a creative. So I do music. I do obviously content creation. I've been doing this for like 10 years. Started uploading videos on YouTube when I was like 10, 11, and I've been doing it since then. Music creation, I started in year 10, and I've been doing it since then as well. Like, music is a really big part of my life, so I'm really, really glad that I have the ability to continue doing so. And then content creation on the side, I would say I'm a bit of a gym freak at the moment, but we'll see where that goes. I was making gym content, but I don't think I want to make it anymore. I think everyone's just making gym content. It's just too much. Like, you don't need someone telling you to get on the treadmill.
That is my water bottle, by the way. No other noises are being made because that does not sound. That sounds like a bodily noise, but it's not.
Okay, introduce yourself, Chianti.
So I am Chianti.
Why are you whispering?
I've not really got much to say about myself.
Like you're whispering.
I'm whispering.
Yeah, I feel like you're whispering.
No, okay. I'm not whispering.
Right.
Anywho. Yeah, so I'm Chianti. I've not really got much to say about myself, to be honest. I don't think I have anything really interesting
because you
about
said
me.
The last time, and we strongly disagree. I think you do have interesting things. You just don't like...
No, I think I'm kind of just living and existing. I mean, I like clothes and fashion, but, everybody does nowadays.
Yeah, everyone wants.
But I'm kind of teetering away from that, and I'm going more into kind of photography and more creative stuff like that. Because
finding a way to express yourself creatively, that's something you've been working on for a while.
But I think things get so oversaturated nowadays, even podcasting really, if we're honest about it, things get oversaturated quickly with social media and, stuff like that. But yeah, that's me.
Yeah. It's giving slow at the moment, but we're going to get into something because we've actually I would say we're quite, the things that we've gone through are quite funny. And I would say we're both very funny people. And I hope that during the entirety of this podcast that you guys will actually realize that we're actually quite funny, quirky,
I'm not sure
people.
I can claim. I don't know if I want to claim being funny. That's a heavy title
I think
upkeep.
when it comes to being funny, I think a lot of people, they're like, oh, I'm funny. They think they crack tricks all the time. I think we've got more witty humor. I would say we're quite... I would definitely say you're quite witty. But I wouldn't say I'm stand-up comedian, I'm making everyone laugh. No, absolutely not. But I've got a sense of humor that everyone around me can appreciate.
I'm not going to say that about myself.
I think you do.
That's a heavy title to upkeep.
I think you do.
I mean... No, well, I don't know.
I think if you wanted to, you could get a laugh out of people. Absolutely.
I mean, but can't we all, though?
It depends on... Some people just laugh at anything.
I mean, some people are just not funny.
Yeah.
Some people are just idiots.
I hate a person who's not funny and thinks they're funny.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because then now because if I do laugh, I'm not laughing because I think you're funny.
I hate fake laughing. I hate fake laughing.
And it's so obvious. It's so obvious when someone's fake laughing.
I can't be bothered to fake laugh though, so my face would just be straight. And then it's going to cause an awkward situation.
Yeah. But I feel like keeping a straight face is so much better than fake laughing.
I know, but that can really come across as very, very rude, depending on certain situations. In the work environment, you've got to have that fake laugh on, clutch. You have to have that fake laugh.
So
no, we need to talk about how we met.
Yeah,
first.
exactly. I was going to say. So we are uni friends. We met in first year of uni. We became friends in second year of uni, and in third year of uni, it was like, how you say, like maybe like a flower blossoming.
I mean, yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
I think third year was definitely when we were like, oh yeah, like we're real friends. But like second year's when I was like, this is my friend. But we're gonna get into that. But yeah, we studied business entrepreneurship together. Did we say what university? We met at DMU, so the Montfort University here in Leicester. And yeah, it's been very, very fun getting to know you over the last 3 years. And yeah, I definitely see this being a very longevity, like us having longevity in this. But yeah, we met at university and we've shared a couple laughs and...
A couple? No, but we need to talk about the initial, like, where we met. Because I think it was in... Was it a tutor group of some kind?
It was with... Yes, it was a tutor group with... I have to bleep that out. My goodness. I need to not say
I don't think it was...
Was it not? Yeah, it was.
No, this was a lady.
Yeah, she was.
No, the first place I met you it was a Caucasian lady.
Was Caucasian?
No, she wasn't.
She was.
You're not. You've confused her with somebody
else.
Who
was then?
Is a black woman.
Girl, no.
No, you've confused names.
No, she was not.
Anywho, we met in this...
some white woman...
No, we met in this tutor group.
Was our tutor group, yeah. Which we only went there once. Apparently we meant to go there a few more times.
Yeah,
I didn't see the email.
I never went to that place ever again. But I recall you saying... I think the question was, what's your biggest fear? Mm-hmm. And you said vomiting. And that is also one of my fears. So I thought, we can be friends
we've got
over that connection, which is a very...
vomit.
Yeah,
it's weird, but at the same time valid. Yeah, I'd say the first time I remember seeing you was when you came into one of our modules and you were late, which you've explained why you were late.
I was ill. Yeah. I had freshers flu.
Freshers flu. That was crazy.
Which is a vicious thing to catch.
Yeah, freshers flu. I had freshers flu only once, I think. And I was in second year. And I only went out once in second year. So that's how you know that it's very, very contagious. Yeah. There's just so many people in one room. But yeah, you came in late to one of our lessons and you just sat down and that was really it. But then I remember the first time I spoke to you was when you joined our group for Fox's Lair.
Oh, yeah.
Because then you joined the group and then I was just messaging you on Snapchat and we were just messaging back and forth for the entire day. And I was like, okay, she's pretty cool. She's pretty cool. Because I would say that I was quite, I wouldn't say intimidated, but I was kind of like, I didn't want to like impose. Like you didn't seem like you're the type of person that like makes friends very easily, if you get what I mean. Like not saying that you don't make friends, but like you're very wary of the people that you have around you.
Oh yeah, I'm not really like an open book.
Yeah.
So it can come across as intimidating to some people, but I'm not. I don't know. I've never really been too interested in making loads of friends. It's kind of a thing for me where if it happens, it happens. You know?
It has to come naturally, and I think it did, especially when after we did the group and then we did the group project, and then us living in the same accommodation.
Oh yeah.
We'd walk back together a few times.
Awful accommodation building, nasty building. Just
my goodness.
No style or.
That place was, but it's really nice now.
It wasn't visually appealing, but they've proper done it up now. As soon as we've got ourselves out there,
rhinoplasty, everything. It's got had the whole works. But yeah, that's how we met. But then when we became friends, it was two different. Like I realized that you were going to be like my friend. It was in second year, and obviously I've told you this before.
Yeah.
But we went to Nando's. And it was us, like a few other friends. We all sat around the table, and I ordered like 10, either extra hot or hot wings, and they were spicy as hell. Like they were so hot, my goodness. And I finished all 10 wings, and then I remember like Keontae turned around to me, and you were like, "Yeah, you ate that. I'm so proud of you." And I was like, "Yeah, over chicken wings is crazy, but I love chicken wings." And so for you to acknowledge me for that, that's when I was like, yeah, she's my friend. Because that was crazy. It was very spicy.
It was a lot of wings. It was a lot of food.
They were really like burnt.
I didn't. They were charred off. These wings were charred to high heaven. I thought, gosh, that's gonna take some effort to put that away. But he did it, and I was like, well, I've got to hand it to you.
Like the scraping down my throat. Yeah.
That's a
but I was hungry.
Thing to say.
It was.
That's what it is.
Yeah. Well. We move on. But what was there was a situation where we also went out and it was the TGI Friday burger.
Oh, gosh.
That burger, I feel sorry for you. I just got my chicken tenders, my wings, I think. Yeah. But y'all and that burger was...
The burger was awful.
It was a piece of coal on some buns. My goodness.
It's no wonder that TGI Fridays is actually folded or in administration, whatever they're doing. The company is, will soon cease to exist. And I think it's fair.
I think it's about time.
After the burgers
that
they were serving.
It seems like such a hassle.
The burger was similar to an ice hockey puck. It was very similar to it. It could be used as an ice hockey puck. It was solid, this burger was. Mm-hmm. And the way our other friend had to just douse it in sauce. Because it was awful.
Yeah, that was hard.
We still paid for it, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Nothing worse
and then you met the other
paying
Chianti
for bad food.
That was crazy. I didn't think there was another Chianti.
Yeah, that was crazy because it was spelt the same way and everything. I've never been in that situation before. I was gonna say when
you found out you were gonna be my friend.
It was that TikTok with the wig. The bob wig. Mm-hmm. He was just skipping through the corridors with this wig on in this TikTok. And honestly, I went back to watch the TikTok several times a day because it just gave me so much joy in a time where I actually really needed it. Like,
that's really
nice. Actually needed the laughter.
Oh, but like for context, I don't just wear a wig.
No. It was for a funny TikTok, but it just really made me laugh.
Because the bob was bobbing, and it still is.
It was moving. The bob was moving.
Yeah.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, and it still moves. She's still there. I have like a longer head one. My gosh.
Is it stiff?
Stiff as hell. It don't move.
Synthetic. Straight synthetic.
It's like it was frozen like that.
Jesus.
Yeah. But I need to get back on my TikTok grind. That's one thing people have been telling me to. They've been telling me to get back on TikTok. I'm like, I don't want to. But we'll see.
But you've had quite a lot of success on this. I'm not sure why you wouldn't want to.
I don't know. I just feel like, once again, the saturate. I hate to do what other people are doing. Yeah. But at the same time, I have to try and find a way to make it my own.
It's difficult nowadays to be different. It really
even
is.
Us doing this now, we have to find something unique. And I hope that people do see something unique about us.
But everybody's trying to make it, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Especially...
You just have to do it.
During this cost of living and just it's so expensive to live a comfortable life, so people are finding other ventures and stuff.
Yeah, we're even gonna get into post uni stuff as well today, which I'm excited about as well. But favorite uni moments.
Favorite uni moment.
Yeah. Obviously, I have one of my number one favorite uni moments was the situation with the cab driver with our friend Christina.
Oh, yeah.
That, I think about that often. And so basically, our friend was going home, and I love her to bits, and she messaged her Uber driver, are you far? But autocorrect changed it to, are you fat? And the driver then cancelled the ride on her, and she was apologize. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry, I meant far. And then he cancelled on her. And every time I think about that, I literally start laughing. I think about it at work. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she actually accidentally said fat. Are you fat? And it's so peak because he was a bit on the heavier side.
He was.
Yeah.
It was just not really...
It was just a coincidence. A very, very unfortunate
It's the fact he cancelled as well. I feel quite bad for the driver in that situation, I can't lie, because you don't really want to read that when you're trying to just get on with your shift. But I bet he was looking at his phone why is she asking me that? What relevance does that have to our journey?
to my service. That's hilarious. That reminds me, have you seen that rapper, that really, really big rapper who's suing Lyft because
because she couldn't fit in the car?
Yeah. I saw a video of her toppling over. She tried to do a slut drop and she fell over.
Oh my
she
gosh.
toppled. She got up and her knees couldn't support it.
Oh, God bless her.
Oh God, it said like, oh my goodness, it was terrifying. The drop was terrifying. And I think that it's not that she could try and like find her balance. There was no balance. The equilibrium was off.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
That's just
gravity
sad.
just took her out.
It's just sad, isn't it?
One of my favorite sayings on TikTok is unsupported unknown item in the bagging area. I don't know why. I just thought I'd say that.
Why?
I don't know why. I just felt like that's such a funny thing for someone to say. But yeah. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, favorite uni moments.
I was talking about favorite uni moments. For me, I think it had to be when somebody fell down the stairs in the lecture.
No, this is...
It was sad, but no, because the person didn't hurt themselves. If the person had hurt themselves, it wouldn't have been. But but it wasn't the actual falling. It was more so. It was our friend's reaction after, because see me, when I see somebody fall, I'll laugh because I'm just like that. I've not reached that level of maturity where I see somebody fall and I'm like, oh, are you okay? And I'm, I have to laugh first.
Yeah, I have.
And I turned to Roper. I turned to laugh and Roper was off. Roper was running. I was following her. I was like, where are you going? Because I was just looking for somebody to laugh with. So I began chasing her down because I needed somebody to laugh with in this situation. And I felt like Murray, like I was on the Murray show in this situation. The cameraman running with the camera. Yeah. She was off, out the lecture hall, out the building.
Because she couldn't take it.
Because she was going to crack up.
Yeah.
And I wanted to crack up on this occasion, but obviously my laughing partner wasn't there.
I got scrutinized because I played the hero role. Like, why did I say it like that? Hero role.
I don't know.
That was a bit weird. But I decided, I got scrutinized because I wanted to play the hero. Well, not wanted to play the hero, but he was a friend and he fell down 2 steps and hit the carpet. It
wasn't a bad fall, though.
It was a bad fall. His knees hit the ground with such vigor.
But I don't think he wanted to be comforted in
that way.
There
were 3 people that helped him up. It was over by the time I came to him.
But when I fall over, I don't want to be...
Okay.
I don't want to be comforted.
Yeah, I had to ask him if he was okay. Because he, respectfully, he did chomp the carpet. It was a dreadful fall.
It wasn't a dreadful fall.
No, it was because because with the memory that I have in my head, I see him on the floor, face down.
No, that's not what it was like.
That's how I'm imagining it. I think that's how my brain has remembered it.
No,
that's why it's been it was such a vicious fall.
No, that's too dramatic. It wasn't vicious. It was a soft fall.
He fell down 2 steps. It was dreadful to watch.
No, it wasn't.
The sound was very loud. And the bleachers in the lecture hall, they squeak.
Yeah.
Have you ever fallen down those stairs?
No.
Have you ever tripped?
No.
I've tripped up those stairs. I've tripped up them. Obviously, on the way in.
When I was walking in lecture halls, I made sure to be very, very careful when I was walking because I couldn't live that moment down. I would never go to that lecture again. I would never.
But yeah, that was probably one of my favorite uni moments. That and when we were trying to tell Roper about we asked Roper about the assignment. She had no idea what she was talking about.
She didn't have a clue what she was on about.
She was just waffling.
But the level of waffle was. Is admirable.
The confidence was definitely.
She was going on about nothing, but she was sure of it. I have to, I have
to commend her for
that. Because, she really, it had nothing to do with anything to do with the assignment.
Yeah, and she
was sure this was the assignment.
I found it hilarious.
No, that was funny.
But I think the best moments that we've had were in the library. We went to the library to work. We never did.
No.
Let's be. I think we have to be honest with ourselves. We never did. We never worked in that library.
It takes a very particular type of person to actually go to the library with a group of friends and work. Yeah, unless it's a group project
or a deadline. If it was a deadline, I've been to the library with Raper when there's a deadline and we've got our work done, maybe the 2 days. But if it's given 2 weeks before the assignment is due, we're just keying. We're just in the private room. We've booked the private room for 4 hours. We're just sitting there laughing.
Oh no, I couldn't use. I just didn't really use the facilities that the uni provided. That's one thing I regret. Really? Not using the facilities that we were given and paid thousands for.
One of my regrets from uni is not joining a society.
I tried to join a few, but it didn't really work out for me.
The ACS on that DMU isn't that active. I won't lie. Like, one of my friends is part of the society now. She's in 3rd year, and they're not very active at all. So and plus I wasn't looking to...
I joined the Caribbean Society, and I did meet a few people there. It was active for a while, but then it kind of
died out. Yeah. I wish I had joined the music society. I wish I joined the music society, because they do like open mic nights and things like that at the bar, and I really wanted to do that. But every single time I would, and it was literally like £5 for the entire year. Every single time I wanted to do it, something would come up, and I'd be like, next time. And it really, really annoyed me. But yeah, I wish I did join a society. I feel like that would be a great way for me to meet people, and then also like to help kind of like network within people who might potentially get into the music scene if I wanted to do that. So yeah.
I mean, it's a good way to network, but I just can't be bothered to be around
I don't really have like regrets for uni. I think I did everything I wanted to do. Like I didn't want to party. I didn't want to do all of that. Like I came to uni and I did my work. I read, as my parents would say, we sent you to uni to go and read book. And that's
I went to uni.
Sorry,
I went to uni to, I don't know actually. I just went because it was just what our sixth form teachers kind of just pushed us to do. Yeah. So I didn't really have a plan when I was going. But first year was just, navigation. I don't know, but it was just about, a lot of growing happens in first year, because I didn't really have any friends at all in first year. And then on top of that, I lived in a studio as well. So that didn't really help when it came to building connections. So it took a while for me to actually find friends. But I think when I did, it was okay. Yeah. But obviously, it took me a while to actually become like closer friends with you and all the other people we were friends with. Because I was very closed off, because obviously, I don't know, it was just a rough year for me. Because you know when you're seeing other people in their friendship groups and you think they're having fun and all these great times together, but then when you actually get into it or look deeper into it, there's a lot of messed up stuff going on. And realistically, you don't want to be a part of that. But it can be upsetting for people, because I've seen it on TikTok, people seeing groups of friends, and then people are like, you know, why don't I have this friendship group? But it's not really necessary. Well, for me, if I just have one good friend to do everything with, I'm fine. Yeah. But some people, obviously, they yearn for that.
Yeah, some people like that social like group setting. For me, when I came to university, I wasn't too obsessed with making friends. I was definitely nervous, but I realized that this was like a way for me to like, okay, this is like a new slate. Like no one knows me here. I can be as confident as I want, and like people will be like, oh, that's just who he is. Yeah. Because especially coming from secondary school, where a place where like I was teased, I was made fun of, and like my confidence was very low. I can actually come here and reinvent myself, and then be the person that I actually know I am and want to be, so that like in the future I can be like, this is who I've always wanted to be all along. It's just that circumstances made it seem like I couldn't be that person in the past. So when I came to university, I was like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna speak to people. Like, what's the worst that someone can do to me? Is like ignore me. Yeah. And then I would just walk away. Like, I'm not begging. One thing, I'm not begging for friends. That's one thing I didn't like. When like there was a situation that happened where they made me feel like I was begging for friends. Look, listen, I don't need your friendship. Yeah. I came here because I thought that you had the vibe, we could be friends. You don't want to be friends? That's cool. We'll keep it stepping. But yeah. First year was a lot for me. Yeah. It was a lot for me.
The living situation was just not hitting. That this is, that's what can happen. It's a part of the journey. But going back to reinventing yourself at uni,
I went off on a tangent.
That's where most of the growth came from, comes from when you're at uni, because the ability to just reinvent yourself and be 100% yourself and still like form friendships and connections while being 100% yourself, that really does change you. Yeah. Because when you're in school and obviously you start from 11, stop at 16, the changes there that you go through are so significant, but you can't always express that because you're so cooped up in this little world in school. But when you grow up and go to uni. I don't know, you just get to expand your wings, and it's just crazy how much growth you can actually achieve.
In secondary school, you're kind of like labeled as one thing.
Yeah.
Whereas when you come to university, you can be more than just like in secondary school, if you're like a guy who loved to read books and, was a tech nerd, I guess, that's what you were labeled as. Here, you could come and do that. You could be a guy who likes to read books. He's techie, he's nerdy, he's also good at this. He's also an athlete. He loves to go to the gym. Like you can be so much more. But at school, you're just one thing. But here, you just expanded, and it's just crazy. Like coming out of secondary school and coming into university, like the difference, especially when it comes to freedom.
Yeah,
the freedom was, and like especially in first year, maybe I'll say second year. First year was a lot of it was online.
Yeah,
but like second year, like I could choose whether I wanted to go to this lecture if I was feeling it or not. That was crazy to me. Whereas like I've been going to school since I was 11 all the way to 18, I guess, before you go to university. So sixth form, we are told you're going to this and at this time. You have to be here. You can't not just turn up. Whereas when you get to university, if you like turn up, if you like don't turn up, the teacher's not going to chase you.
You just put in such a box throughout school and even sixth form college. It is just such a little box that you're in. Yeah. And then you get to go to a different city. You really get to explore who you are. And that was really, really good for me.
Yeah.
Like I really, really needed that.
Yeah.
Development.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to move a bit further away from home. Obviously, I didn't live too far away from Leicester.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get away from home so I could come here and like figure out who I am. I remember when I came home, I was a little more sure and more assertive, and my parents weren't used to that. So they I remember like we get into arguments and my mum would be like, oh, you weren't like this before you left for uni. And I think over time then she realized that, like it was more of a good thing that, I'm so much more sure and assertive in myself. Like I told you what happened at work the other day with the guy. Like I would sit quiet. I would not defend myself. I wouldn't stand up for myself. No, the other day I almost got into a fight and I would do it again. And I would do it again. But like being assertive and not letting people like take you for granted or like treat you like
for
crap.
Sure, definitely.
Like I definitely learned that from being at university. Like you have to stand up for yourself.
I think I had that aspect already before uni. So that's not really something I had to develop. But in terms of, I don't know, just being comfortable by myself.
Yeah, I think you're very self-aware.
Because I grew up in school and whatnot. I always had a group of friends. I didn't really need to mingle with other people or build too many connections because I just was in a group.
Yeah.
But I really needed to be taken out of that situation and just be by myself to just learn how to build connections and learn how to network and communicate with others.
Yeah.
It was just so vital.
I think the confidence also comes depending on your friend group as well.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't as confident as I am now until I met my friend Michelle. And I think one of the reasons why we gelled so well is because, not only just because we've got the same humor and whatnot, I do think it's very important to have people who have the similar experiences to you, especially when it comes to like being a black kid in the UK. Like me I first went to, when I used to live in London, my school was predominantly black. I didn't feel as isolated as I did until then I came to a predominantly white school here in the Midlands. And when I say I've never felt more isolated in my life, we had two, so in our year we had two bands. We had X band and Y band, and I was the only black person in Y band.
Yeah, gosh, that's so different.
And in my year group, there were 5 black people. To me, 2 of my friends who were girls and then 2 boys. There were only 5 black people. And I was the only black person in the entire Y band. There were like 60 people in my year. Then I met my friend Michelle, and she's a black girl. And we just gelled, and it was so fun. Yeah. She's very like herself. She knows about herself. Like you can't tell her about her. Being around that energy, I was able to when people then made fun of me, I was able to be like, no, I can actually chat back to you. Because there's nothing you can actually do to me realistically, or what are you going to do? I didn't want to always come off as like the aggressive black boy or the boy who just has that anger. One thing about being in secondary school, being around people in general, is having people who have had similar experiences to you. Like absolutely.
See, for me, it was shocking for me to hear that people actually went to schools where they were like the only black person. Because I always grew up with a group of other black girls that I was friends with. So I really can't relate to stuff like that. Obviously, there was racist stuff that occurred at school. Still,
that's unfortunately
that's just part of living in England. But yeah, it's shocking to me that people didn't have that kind of group of other black children in school, and it is really sad that you had to go through that.
Yeah, but like once again, I'm happy I did, because I definitely would say character building for me. That definitely built my character a lot.
Well, I don't know. Having confidence as a child, it's a difficult thing, and it starts with the parents, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Instilling confidence into
your
the
child,
children.
Yeah. There's a difference between confidence and cocky and arrogance.
Yeah.
You have to teach them that being confident is being showing yourself, but not putting other people down.
Yeah.
Or being like, don't think you're better than someone else.
Yeah.
I think that comes with time. That definitely comes with time. And I'm happy that I've got to the state now, and I'm still growing, especially with like predominantly Caucasian kids. Like, I felt like if I spoke to anybody who might be seen as quote unquote popular and they didn't like me, that the world was about to end. So that really like affected me going forward all the way until like I got to university. Then at university, I was like, okay, this is my chance, because there's no popular people at uni. There's no this popularity contest.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
Everyone's just the same. We've all just come.
I mean,
from
in some
somewhere.
aspects there are. Some people can go through bullying at uni. That does
Really?
happen. Yeah, that happens. Yeah. I've heard of some people being bullied in their accommodation as well.
Oh, that's crazy.
I mean, bullying, it happens in work. It happens.
Yeah.
It can happen in all different situations.
I've never faced bullying in any professional like work environment, which I'm glad about. But yeah, bullying is teachers need to do a better job when it comes to bullying with kids, because that's really
It's
really,
true.
really
It's
affected
true.
me.
It's
That really
definitely
affected
true.
me.
They just don't do enough.
Yeah, just ignore it. Like, what would you?
That just doesn't work though, does it? When things are getting physical, that's
exactly. I remember like we had a science lesson, and then the teacher added like a bit of chemical to the thing, and the foam came out, and the boy turned around. He's like, "That's what he liked," because the foam was white, and obviously the tube was, it's a tube.
Yeah.
And I just felt absolutely awful, because when have you ever like heard every head turn towards you?
I can't say I've actually experienced.
I literally heard every neck swivel.
It's traumatizing.
Yeah, but that boy's nowhere to be
don't
found
know.
now. He dropped it in year 10, and I wish him nothing but the worst.
Well, yeah, that's fair enough, I'd say. Completely fair.
But yeah, that was like the uni experience, I guess. Coming to uni and redefining and reinventing yourself. I think that's what university is really about. And obviously like coming to get your degree as well. But like, I think university is essential if you want to like just kind of spread your wings and become a bit different. But then post-uni, it's a bit difficult post-uni.
Oh, post-uni, it can be awful. It can get really dark. Looking
what's
for
your
jobs, the
experience
job
with
market.
post-uni?
It's just hard, isn't it? The job market is just
Extremely
awful.
like saturated.
Applying for jobs.
Competitive.
Graduate jobs are just the process of applying for graduate jobs, the amount of steps. You go through all these steps, all these assessments they ask you to do, and they email you that unfortunately email. It takes them literally 1 minute. 1 minute
They copy and paste it and
decline
they just
you.
change the name.
1 minute to decline you, but I've just wasted 30 minutes of my time applying for this job.
Mind
It's just
you
crazy.
that you go through all the processes and then get rejected on the last email. This has been like a month process. And then you're messaging me, we regret to inform you. Oh, you will regret.
Yeah.
Oh, you will regret.
Fake entry-level jobs that are asking for 5 years experience.
Like, what the hell?
That doesn't make sense. How's it an entry-level job?
I've just
And why would I
arrived.
do an entry-level job for 23 grand a year?
Let's be so for real. Graduate jobs, it's a scam.
UK salaries are appalling. UK salaries are dreadful. This is why you have to venture out, do more creative things, and really put yourself out there.
I think you have to make your own stuff. Like, working for someone, it doesn't seem like it's...
You have to make your own opportunities nowadays.
Exactly.
Everything is so oversaturated. There's so many people going for specific jobs. There's even fake jobs out there. The
That's
amount
crazy.
of fake marketing jobs I've applied to.
Some just random LinkedIn, they'll be like, oh, here's a job for you. You apply for it and never get a response. It's just post uni has been so. I'm just so happy that I was able to find a job for me to at least be paying my bills.
Yeah,
for now,
sure.
while after university, but I don't want to work I don't want to work in retail. I
don't
hate
want to work in retail.
But I'm doing it for now because it's paying the bills. And then I'm also meeting some really good people. I think out of all the jobs I've had, I've had nothing but great management and great colleagues. I've never had an argument with any of my colleagues or any of my management. And I'm really, really grateful for that. Some people cannot say the same. But getting an actual job is dread.
But I will say, I don't think anybody really wants to be working in retail on the shop floor, but it does give you a lot of transferable skills.
Yeah.
Also, it's good to just have on your CV, because there's always retail jobs out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it can be a horrible job sometimes.
Yeah,
the
retail
general
is very much
public,
transferable.
The general public can just be horrible, just rude, just...
Yeah.
I don't know. And then management can sometimes just be horrible.
Yeah.
You know?
Where I work now, I think has had the best management that I've had in a while.
That's good.
Yeah, because like the managers stand up for us and they stand up to customers. Like if a customer's rude, my manager would be like, don't speak to my colleague like that or you can leave.
I've only had really one manager like that. The rest of them have just not really cared about stuff.
Yeah, my current manager, she's like very much like 10 toes down, like don't speak to my colleagues in a rude manner.
Yeah. And
obviously like we don't take the piss and speak to customers anyway. We're very professional with what we do.
Yeah.
But some people just take it ridiculously. But yeah, I think post-uni has been hard, especially when it comes to finances as well. Like, I don't know how the people who have currently got grad jobs are doing it. Like, I don't know how they've got their jobs. And like people applying for jobs and they didn't really like, that's not really what they went to uni for.
Yeah.
Like, are you coming here and taking my job?
Oh, when people, you see people get, sometimes specifically with marketing and digital social media jobs.
Yeah, like
sometimes you look at who ended up with the job and they've got, I don't know, a biomedical science degree.
They've got.
I just think sometimes, I mean, I get it, but sometimes it feels a little bit unfair when you've got that specialized degree.
I actually have been doing this for 3 years. And like, no shade to the people who've got, like, congratulations on getting the job.
Yeah, no, of course.
Like, it's a lengthy process. And you did manage to beat us, but it's at the same time, it's like, damn, like, that could have been my opportunity as well. But, you know, to each their own. Like, if it's for me, it will be for me. But I think post-uni has just been a bit hard.
But what I will say is you've just got to avoid comparing yourself to others, because comparison really is the thief of joy. The stuff that people post online, it is just the good parts.
Yeah, so no one's posting the bad parts on
But then
socials.
we do watch it and we do, you do just think, oh gosh, that person's doing that, I need to be doing this. But you don't really know what people are going through. So just avoid looking at people and thinking, gosh, I need to do this.
Instead, kind of view them as motivation instead of...
I wouldn't even do that. I would say after uni, just focus on yourself and building what you want to do, finding what you want to do. You know?
Yeah, I think that's a very good.
You've got to build self-motivation after uni, because it can really get tough. Unless you've done, I don't know, a STEM degree or something to do with healthcare. Yeah. That can be quite, the NHS is crumbling. They need people. Desperately.
Very much.
So.
Yeah. Comparison is very much the thief of joy. That's actually a very, very good quote. Like, when you see someone else doing something, you want to be, I need to do this by this time. Like, realistically, we are 21. We are
specifically
still young.
With driving. Now, I'm getting fed up with myself now.
Okay.
I'm thinking to myself, I've been trying to do this for 3 years, this driving. I keep buying bulk lessons. I keep doing this and that, and I still can't drive. I'm starting to just think, should I just pack it in now? Maybe I should just call it a day, because it's just not working for me.
You can't be a pedestrian for the rest of your life.
But the thing is, Ezekiel, I just can't drive. I've just got to be honest with myself.
Wait, you can't drive point blank?
I can't drive point blank. I'm going to have to switch to automatic. I'm going to have to switch to automatic. Me and the clutch.
You're not vibing.
Nah, the clutch ain't for me. I'm not even joking. I'm literally gonna have to switch to automatic. The clutch ain't doing it for me. The clutch is on up to me.
I can drive. I just my checking my mirrors.
No, I can't drive.
Around.
I'm switching to automatic.
That's terrifying.
I don't give a toss what no one says, because people say, automatic license, it's not a real license. I don't care.
No, it is.
Soon enough, every car is going to be automatic.
That's true, yeah. No, I just think, like, manual is just like the basics. I think you should just know the basics. But if you can't drive, if you feel like you can't drive Moscow manual, then
I hate to say I can't do something, but I just don't want to do it. I don't want to be putting the clutch down so it's a pound coin, this and that, you know? I don't want to be releasing the clutch and then I'm doing this and then I'm stalling out the lights and then everybody's beeping. I'm thinking, gosh.
No, that's actually dreading a nightmare. No, I get the whole driving license thing, but I do want to get my license this year, if possible.
I'm not going to get my license this year. Maybe next
year. That's what
year.
I'm aiming for.
Maybe next year.
Yeah,
but for now,
I need to.
public transport.
Because, like, I can't do public transport, especially here in the Midlands. Getting public transport is not reliable.
In my city, it is reliable.
Also,
We've won many awards for our public transport, you know.
Oh, well.
I'm just going to have to flex with that for a second.
Yeah, we don't have that. My public transport where I live, 3 buses will come at once and then no bus will come for like 45 minutes.
That's just unacceptable.
Yeah, so either I get the bus stop like 20 minutes before the bus, because even today, my bus is supposed to come at 6 minutes past 10. Tell me I'm walking, gingerly to the bus stop and the bus zooms past me. I was standing at that bus stop for 28 minutes before the next bus came. Luckily,
28 minutes? Yeah. My gosh.
Luckily,
half an hour, that's a whole episode of EastEnders.
Yeah, exactly. I was there for ages. I was just sitting there, I was like, man, is the bus not going to come? So yeah, and the buses, they don't come, it's not regular. Like I said, 3 buses will come at once and then not one bus will come for 45 minutes. Like, what's that about?
No, the buses in my city do come regularly.
Yeah, so it's easier if the stuff there is regular, then that makes sense.
Yeah, it's fine for me.
Because people take the tube and the buses to work. Yeah, that's fine. Especially when you're living in London. Driving in London is not practical. It's not practical.
Living in London, anything to do with London, that's not for me. My soul
yeah,
don't
you
take
don't like
to
the
that.
hustle and bustle. I don't mind the hustle and bustle.
No, I don't like the hustle and bustle. I don't like the smell of the underground. I don't like...
Ooh, that day when we took the underground,
I was scared. I don't like the noise of it. The smell is everything to do with the underground. I don't like it. Simply, there's just too many people in London for me.
Yeah.
Everywhere I look, there's oceans of people. And I think I can't live like this.
Yeah,
this is too many people for me. No way.
Yeah, but I'm still driving. For me is something that I'm not comparing myself to people. But I need it for my own sanity. Like if I start work at like 8.
Yeah.
I don't want to be getting up at 6, leaving at 7. I want to wake up at 7 and be leaving the house at 7:45.
The only thing I will say about driving is the cost of insurance and the cost of keeping the car on the road. Yeah. I mean, MOT, I was having a discussion with a customer the other day at work, and she was saying, I'm basically earning my salary to pay for my car. Oh, so every penny she's earning is paying for this car. And I think, that's harsh.
Yeah. She might have to get either a better job or a smaller car.
Yes, one of the two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I need to don't even get me started on people falling into financing a car at a young age. If you've not got a full-time job, that's a very silly thing to do.
Yeah.
I have to just put it out there. But because they'll try and get you £200 a month for this new Mercedes. You're thinking, until you're paying it off, you've signed a contract to pay it off for the next 8 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not practical. It's really not practical. Yeah, that's actually very, very true. I think if I were to get a car, if I was to finance a car, it wouldn't be expensive. I'm not looking to get a good car. I'm looking for a car that will get me from point A to point B.
Yes.
As long as it can do that. I don't care how the car look now. The car could be broke down, have 3 wheels. Actually, no.
3 wheels is crazy. You can probably get a 3-wheeled car.
Well,
yeah.
That's the end of the episode, guys. That was a nice little chin wag. Let's all get together. But yeah, that was just our whole uni experience really in an hour.
To be fair, we didn't really talk about uni much.
Yeah, but
maybe next episode we can really delve into it. Yeah,
we kind of touched on like how we met, uni experiences ish, favorite moments, and then like post uni, like what we're currently going through. I think just being as creative as you can and just like being your own boss. I think that's the way forward. Obviously, not everyone can be their own boss, and like. You're just going to have to find...
Not everybody wants to be.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. That's absolutely fine. As long as you're happy with what you're doing, that's all that really matters, really. Yeah. But yeah, that's what we touched on today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, or not for watching, for listening to this episode. If you're listening to us on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, make sure you give us a little follow, if that is a thing. Rate us 5 stars.
I think it's reviewing or rating.
Give us a nice little review. If you listen to us on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button so you get notified when we upload a new episode. And then also drop a like as well. Share us on your social media platforms. Yeah. And that's really it. So thank you guys so much for coming to the end of this podcast with us. And we will see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.